everyone. No, this is not Star Wars, but we are doing some Star Wars stuff today. As you can see on my desk here, we're going to be starting the build of the Millenium Falcon by Bandai. That's this guy right here. The 1/144th scale Millenium Falcon. This particular one is from The Rise of Skywalker. And really, I think all it is just a reboxed version of the one that Bandai has offered for a while, from what I can tell. The only difference is, I noticed, you know, it does come with two figures, which is shown on the box, and right there, two little figures, and the pictures are not big enough for you to really tell who those figures are supposed to be. They definitely don't look like no Chewbacca there, but it doesn't really look like Han Solo either. And so I was looking and trying to figure it out, and then I noticed down at the bottom here, where they have on the back, on the bottom of the instruction sheet or book, they've got the color schemes, and they mention Poe and Finn. So that's Poe and Finn that this one comes with. So I think that's pretty cool. But as you can see, I've already started this. So we'll go through. It's a pretty big kit considering it's 144 scale, and I've built other Star Wars kits by Bandai, and like this, the 144 X-Wing and the 144 TIE Fighter, they're pretty tiny. This thing is huge in comparison to those. I was amazed just how big around it is. Like that's got to be like a good 6 inches. Actually, I'm going to grab my ruler. I'm going to look at it right now. What is this? How big around is this? What's the diameter of this thing? 7 inches. It's 7 inches across here. So once you actually get the mandibles on the front here, this thing's probably going to be a good 10 inches long, right? That's pretty big. So I can only imagine, because I know they make a bigger version, the 1/72nd scale, which is crazy expensive. Too expensive for my blood, for a Millenium Falcon. The funny thing is, Millenium Falcon, to me, was not the coolest ship in Star Wars. It just never was to me. I don't care if he was the only ship to make the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs or whatever the fuck that line is from the movie. It didn't impress me. And the design of it, the way it looks, was never that. I just didn't look cool. I thought X-Wing fighters and TIE fighters looked much cooler than the Millenium Falcon. But I figured, you know what? I've got a collection back there of like 6 TIE fighters and 6 Millenium Falcons. I've got a couple of Darth Vader's TIE fighters. I got the AT-AT, which I filmed. I figured I gotta have the Millenium Falcon to complete it. My collection, I have to have it. So I bought one, and so here we are. What's funny enough is it comes with its base, and the base is black. You can hardly see because of the bag that it's still in, but yeah. So anyway, yesterday I was thinking about getting ready to start this particular build, and so I was looking through the instructions just on the first few pages, because I kind of wanted to start my video off actually building it, and not just going, oh, we're starting off with painting, you know, because although it's Bandai, it's a Bandai kit, which means there's probably going to be no gluing involved. There are details that need to be done, and sometimes with the Bandai kits, as you start putting it together, even though you can disassemble it, the part you want to get at, you might have to disassemble 4 or 5, 6 different pieces just to get at the one that you want. So I decided, let's take a look at the cockpit, because they want you to assemble the cockpit first, okay? And of course, the seats are supposed to be brown, and the dash and everything, all the instruments are all black. I went and I looked at some still pictures of the Millennium Falcon and stuff like that, and even just other ones of other guys building them and stuff like that, just others, even this particular kit. And they did a pretty good job. I have decided that I'm not going to bother doing the battle damage that seems to be really popular with this kit, or just in building the Millennium Falcon itself. So here's a pretty good picture of it. I'll show you guys here. So that's it there. That's this kit, and it's all painted nice and all that stuff. And he's got some battle damage on there just behind the radar dish on the, I guess around the 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock area. These pieces here, it's been shot with something there. He's got battle damage up here on this front, on the, I guess the right hand side. They call them mandibles. So there's that there. So yeah, I've decided I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to bother with the battle damage. I am going to make it look nice and old and weathered and all that, all those aging streaks that they do to make the thing really look old. Here's a shot, I guess they're in the filming, probably like when they were filming A New Hope or something like that. That's a good shot there of the cockpit and the seats and everything, and all those panels are all black with all the little lights and everything on them. So I think that's a pretty good indication of what I'm going to be going for. And as far as the details on the outside, I saw a good picture. This one here is kind of what I'm going to be going for. It hasn't been damaged or anything like that. That's kind of what I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to try and just get that really nice dark streaking going on that just gives it that, like, hey, this ship is old and really worn out, but still in perfect working order, right? I like that. I like the way that picture looks, and so I think that's what I'm going to go for. I think that's really what I'm going to try, and I'm going to try and duplicate that. I know for me, doing the weathering, I tend to not do enough because, I don't know, I'm a little bit hesitant to really make something look super old and damaged or whatever, right? So, so anyway, that being said, I have started on the cockpit already. So I have the cockpit assembled. We're just about ready. I need to do a little bit of touch up on the rear seats. Just some black in there. I got them brown already for the cushions. But really all I'm doing is I'm just hitting it with the panel line color just to make it, you know, well, it's black enough. I don't want to make it too black because then it starts to take away from all the detail in there. And I would wind up having to kind of redo it all, and I don't want to go that far with it. So that's kind of that, right? And so just kind of hitting the edges with panel line accent color, and it's going to be done pretty much. There we go. So if you guys have watched my other videos, you know I don't do the figurines. I don't put the little men in them. So that's pretty much done. So I've already gone through steps 1 here, putting these 2 pieces together and putting these 3. So this is where we're at right now, right there. It's this assembled. I've already taken this piece off of the sprue, and I've done the detail on the inside there for those panels, although you will never see them really, because once this is put on, that's it. And they're not really going to be visible, which is why I'm not really bothering to do like all the little lights and stuff like that. Speaking of lights, there is a lighting kit that Bandai makes for this thing. They reference it a few times in here. A simple lighting kit that goes in this spot here, right? And you have a choice depending on where you run the lights too. You can either have the engines lit up, or you can have the cockpit lit up, or you can have the I don't know what they call it, the entryway where the, you know, where the stairs come down, where the plank comes down and they enter and exit the ship. I don't know, I can't remember what they call that. They mentioned it here at the front. Boarding ramp, there we go, that's what they call it. It says here, it's not possible to light up the rear engine, cockpit, and boarding ramp at all at the same time. Now that of course is with their kit, and I know there's other kits out there. I tried searching for the actual kit that was designed for this thing, and I couldn't find it. It's like nobody has it anywhere. I checked multiple websites and they all show out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. So I don't know if it's even really available anymore. You know, this has been out for a while, so like I said, there are other kits. You can just Google Millennium Falcon lighting kit 144 scale, and you'll find stuff like on eBay and crap like that. I didn't really want to bother. I don't have any lighting on any of my other Star Wars kits. The only lighting I've ever done is on the space battleship Yamato, or Argo, depending on where you're from. So I just decided my Millennium Falcon does not need to be lit up. That being said, of course, it is a Bandai kit, and if somewhere down the road I decide that I do want to have it lit up, I can always take it apart and install a lighting kit. So that's about it. There's what they show it right there. It's a little box that has 2 little lights that come off of it, and that's it, just 2 lights, right? I suppose if you wanted, you could put some fiber optics lighting on the end of the LEDs and run those to different parts of the ship and light up little things differently. You know, you could kind of customize it. That would be an option, I suppose, if you wanted to go that way. So yeah, this ship is actually, this kit is very detailed. I am very impressed with the level of detail that Bandai puts into their model kits, which makes sense why they're all so expensive. So yeah, back to square one. We are assembling the cockpit here. I don't know how much time I've got to spend on this tonight, but we'll get something done at least. I need to get to F7. Nice thing about Bandai kits is they label all their sprues very nicely. It's see-through right there. D1, right? And all that. So I don't think I've even unbagged the F tree yet. And just an example of the detail they put in there on their pieces, like all that fine pieces all cut out, right? Super high detail in this. Just impressive kit. It's very nice. Well, I'm going to have to start getting into these bags, so I might as well start unbagging right now. Even the plastic that they use for the bags is a thicker plastic. There, of course, is our decal sheet, which is one. These ones are the water slide decals, and of course they also come with just regular stickers too, if that's the way you want to go. Exact same things. It's just the water slides are a little more realistic. So I'm looking for F as we go, and that's A. Might as well unbag these while I'm at it. Because I'm going to need them eventually. Top and bottom, which means F has got to be in here. Because this is the last bag. Okay. G is just a little tiny one. And there's F, so I'll keep that here. That's also F, so I'll have to take a look at that. And again, here's our base. This, oh, in the bag it looked like it was dark, it was black, but it's actually a dark gray. That's going to be our base for it. Okay. So, these can all go back in the box. Along with this, you get an idea of what it'll look like. And of course we've got our nice clear blue engine. And again, the detail on the parts all along there, right? All of this entire section here is just all super fine detail on all that. It's very nice. Okay, so I need F7. These are both F, but I don't know if I've got 7 on both of them or what. That piece wants to fall off on me. Looks like I got a couple of F7s here, but I only need one. I'm not sure the purpose of this part, but I guess I'll find out, won't I? Well, not even after it's... Here we go. Okay. Back in there you go. Do I have F7s? Yeah, I got 2 more on this one too. So these are just identical, 2 of the F trees or sprues. This piece here just goes in here like this, and I don't know why, other than sticking up into that. There's no real purpose for it. Oh, I wonder if it's going to connect into something there on this side, because that does. Let's try and show you, see where that's going. In there you can see where that's sticking out there. So maybe there's something that goes into that from this direction. There we go. Now we need A14 and E1. We got a little symbol there I'm not familiar with. I think it's the option of having the window or not, using the clear or what. A14 or E1. This is A. That is 14 right there. So what I think it's going to be is either the option of putting that on. Once I see E1, I'll know for sure. Let's just leave this here. E2, D1. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. E1, 2, which is this. So if I choose to use the clear, then I would have to paint it. I'm guessing this does not press into that. No, these are not meant to go together. You use one or the other. So you can do the clear one on there like that, and then do all the you'd have to paint it to get the that, right? So if I choose not to do that, then I do this, but there's no glass, right? I'm gonna go with this, at least for now. I'm gonna use this one. I might decide later on to attempt to paint this in a similar color. I'm pretty sure I don't have a paint color that matches that right now. So maybe you guys know what color it would be to match. If you could, if you know what color, Tamiya color particularly, or even Vallejo, if you know a Vallejo color that matches this, let me know in the comments. That would be really great, because then I could actually paint this, and then I could put it on there and it would match, and I'd have actual glass for the windows. Okay, so page 1 is already done. That's all we're doing on page 1. And already they want us to put the mandibles on. So we're going to start working on the well, not put them on, we got to start assembling the mandibles. Mandibles in many things. So what do we need? We need to find D2. That's E2. That's D1. That's E1. That's A, F, and F. I think I got it here. D2. Okay. We need 18, 19, and 20. Easy enough. There's 18. We need 19 and 20. And 20. Okay. Put that there for now, and I'll just check to see. I need to clean this up at all. Just a little bit. I'm going to say now, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, head on over to my Twitch channel, where you can see me live. And you can ask me questions. And I can answer your questions live. Duplicitous_29 So it's twitch.tv/duplicitous_29. And follow me on there, and then you get notifications when I come live, and you can be like, oh, hey, let's see what he's building today, and you can talk to me and tell me what kind of big mistakes I'm making while I'm doing it. Tell me I look fat, tell me I look stupid. Troll me. I don't care. I actually think some of the trolls I see chat due to Twitch streamers, I actually get a kick out of it. I actually find them quite funny. Yeah, it's just the kid in me or something. But, yeah. Okay, so it looks like we just put these three together in some kind of funny way that it's gonna be the correct way. I don't know if this goes together only one way. There is. Let's see here. This has a slot in it. Okay. Yes, it does go together just like this. That's the way this is supposed to go. It's just incredible that now suddenly there's 2 layers of detail in these little spots. They've got detail here and here, and then they've got detail on this piece also. That's just, I don't know, I find that amazing. Okay, so that little sandwich is made. And now we're going to take D1 number 12, which looks like it's one of the mandibles. Or at least one piece of them. Number 12. This piece here. Go. Another thing I like about these Bandai kits, when you take them off the sprue with the snips, they come off pretty clean. There isn't a lot, and I don't see any extra flashing or anything like that. It's extremely rare. I've yet to, extremely rare, 100% of the time there's no extra flashing I have encountered in all of the Bandai kits I've built. It's really impressive. Okay, so that piece we just assembled is going to go in here. And it only goes that way. It goes this way up. Now which way, whether it goes this way or this way, it doesn't appear to matter. I could be wrong. I'm going to try this way and see how it fits. It appears to fit just fine. Okay. And then they want me to take D1-9, not off that one. 9, which one's 9? It's 5, 8, 9. Even though, like I just said, they come off pretty clean, I still like to just run my finger over where they were and feel if there's anything rough and just kind of smooth it out with my knife. Just to eliminate any interference when it comes to assembling it with something else, another piece. Okay, and now we put our little sandwich together. Just like that. Okay. Now, we're going to take E2, number 28. That's D2. E2. Here we go. Number 28. It's 38. 28. There's that. Let's see another one, E2 35. This one. Okay, there's 35. Just like that. That's 35. Where'd my 28 go? There it is. Alright. So, this one goes here on this corner. Just like that. And then number 35 goes in right behind it. It's so cool how they get these pieces with all this detail, and they get them to lock together in such a way that you almost can't tell that those are two separate pieces in there. It looks like one long piece, right? Just like that. See? Looks just super bright white, all one piece, right? Let's try this. Let's try that again. There, right? There you go. Okay, next. We've got that. Now we need A39 and E2 45. What are you? You are D2. A39 and E2 45. E2 45. 30, 40, 43, 44, 45, just a little tiny die. Well, tiny in comparison to what I'm putting on. Don't want you to fling anywhere. There we go. I'm going to put you right there so remember where you are. And I needed A39. A39, 13, 24, 23, 26, 28, 39. 39 looks like some kind of piping. And something I just discovered by looking at this kit, although they mention on the back, we've got the colors for both Finn and Poe. I just noticed a little tiny Chewbacca. There's a little Chewbacca right there. And there's another couple of, and 3 other figurines. One actually looks like it could be Rey. They've detailed the back of her head to look like those little bumps. You know how in Rey had her hair done up in like a sort of a ponytail, but it was tied like this? This particular one has that on the back of their head. I can't show you, my cameras aren't good enough quality for now to be able to zoom in and show you, but that's totally Rey and Chewbacca right there, which means these other 2 are supposed to be Finn and Poe. So that's pretty cool. So you could put whoever you want in there. Except Han Solo, because by the time The Rise of Skywalker came out, he was dead. So, too bad for you, Han. I'm sorry, that was very insensitive of me. Okay, so that's this guy. And he's going to be some added detail onto the front here, like this. Little pieces like this, I would think that should probably be glued on, because that's not going to stay. I could get away with not gluing it at all, but I just don't trust that. And it's not going to hurt by adding a little dab of glue onto this, just to make sure it stays put. It's not a piece that I'm ever going to have to take off. But you never know when you're assembling it and you're manipulating things around. You never know if it catches on something and then it comes off on you. Now that little slot that was in there, that was in between these two pieces, that piece I just put in there locked them in together. And now I could glue that, and then these pieces aren't going to fall off, come apart at all. But I'm not going to glue it, just in case there is some kind of a need I need to pull this thing apart. I don't know yet, but that's where we're at for that. We need E117 and A43. A is right here, so I need 43. It's probably going to be in amongst all of these detailed parts. 41, 42, 43, yes. Here's the A43. I think I've got enough time. I can get down to finishing this off, and then I'm going to have to call it. And I'll call that part 1 and done for the day. What else did I need? E2 number 46. No, wrong. A43 E117. E1 17. There's E1. Number 17. That guy right there. Excuse me. Okay. There you are. Now, E117 goes on the front. Oops. Okay. It's a bit of a tight fit, but it also doesn't feel like I'm fitting it on there properly. But I think it's good. Okay. And the other piece was A43, which goes along here. And it goes like this, I think. More piping detail. It gives you that more. It's just an added layer of detail on there. Gives it that realistic look. When you get the panel line accent and you start doing the details on this, these things really pop, all these details, because there's actual physical layers instead of just sculpted. Okay, that's that piece. Next, I'm going to check, yes, that's the front. We know that's the front. Now we're going to deal with this side. We need E2 30 and A31. Well, here's the A. We need 31. 31. Oh boy, you're tiny. Have to be kind of careful snipping these tiny little pieces off of the sprue. You can really easily accidentally cut them. In a spot that you don't want to cut them. So yeah, the detail is great, but it also means your level of caution needs to be a little higher too. There we go. And that came off almost perfect, but not quite. It might be okay. That little piece there needs a bit of a trim. I'm hesitant to use my knife because I could easily just cut it in half. But I'm going to try. Okay. Alright, so that's that one. Now what else did I need? I needed E2 number 30. E2, is that you? Yes. Number 30. 32, 31, 27, 30. Okay. Now, okay. So 30, you go like this. And it locks that front piece in because there's a little spot there, and then our little wires, we call them wires, you go up front there, such tiny detail. Now tweezers would be a little bit easier to put this in, maybe. It lines up with the holes pretty perfectly, so the tweezers aren't really necessary. I'm definitely going to glue that piece on there to make sure it don't go nowhere, because these things are pretty fragile. You never know if I'm gonna hook it. I could hook it with my shirt. I could hook it with my knife or tweezers or something like that, trying to manipulate another piece altogether, and I hook on it because that actually is. Turn my light off here and see if you can pick this up. Oops. Just the level of detail on that pipe, on the piping right there, right, that you actually stick on there, and you know, you've got all that detail on this side too, right? So it's yeah, again, I'm impressed with it. And it looks like this side is done, because it looks like we're starting on the other mandible now. Okay, well, that's one mandible done, I guess, and that's going to wind up going like here, and for all I know it could be this side. I don't even know which way is up on this thing. That's the top, so that's going to be, I guess, this one here. Yeah, definitely, because it's got this thing sticking up at the top that's going to slide into there. And there's going to be your first, the left-hand mandible. Okay, but like I said, I have to get going, so I don't have time to continue this tonight. So put my glue away. And yeah, so I'll throw it out there again. Head on over to my Twitch and hit follow on my Twitch, and then you can watch me live and ask me questions and talk to me. You see this? I've got, like, let me take a look here. Just out of curiosity, I've got 4 people in my chat and nobody has said squat. It's just the way it is. My chat is quiet, so I talk to myself. That's the way it goes, right? Yeah, so if you want to see still pictures, I just finished Airwolf yesterday. You can check out my stills pictures I've taken of it on my Instagram. Duplicitous29, as usual, all my stuff is Duplicitous29. Yeah, so I might be able to continue this tomorrow. I might not have any time during the week at all, so which means I might not be able to continue to the weekend. We'll see how it goes. If I do, you'll see me again. For you guys who are following me on YouTube, thank you so much. You guys are great. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me how you think, what you think about how I'm doing this stuff. If there's anything you think that I should build, if you'd like to see me build something, by all means, put a comment down below. Let me know. If you want to see more Star Wars stuff, I can work on that. If you want to see more planes, more tanks, whatever. Maybe you're thinking about building something and you're not quite ready to pull the trigger. Let me know. Maybe I'll pick it up and then you can watch how I do it, and maybe you decide what yes or no that way, right? So like I said, thanks for coming out, thanks for watching. I'm going to call it tonight. And yeah, so until I see you next time, thanks.